I'll be talking or presenting to you this plenary session called Challenges and Opportunities in Using AAVs or Drones in Medical Delivery. Some people call them UAVs, so there are those names and acronyms. We call them autonomous aerial vehicles, but there's unmanned aerial vehicles, but they're all drones. So taking you through that, I'll pass you through the background and then talk about opportunities and then finish up with the challenges. So starting with background, as we all know that public health and especially public health supply chain usually do face many challenges, including stockouts, high cost in transport, waste, and general inefficiencies. And we all believe that UAVs or AAVs have some role to play, can potentially help address some of these challenges. However, with all this, bigger question was how to use them with limited tools and analysis to help programs and other people who want to use this. It was a bit challenging to many, like how should we use these drones? So we partnered with Lamasoft and Cameco to try to do that analysis and help others, like if you want to go about using drones, which use cases, which geographies you can apply, and also what type of drones. And the bigger question here is not like agreeing or disagreeing to use drones or not, but rather what are their potential and what niche do they provide specific or compelling advantage. We all believe like drones should be integrated in public health supply chain and should be used in parallel with and also complement other transport means. We believe drones will not replace land transport, so rather it should complement that. So what are the opportunities? We believe using drones or AAV delivery can support health and also logistics objectives. And in terms of logistics objectives, here we talk about either reducing cost of delivery, reducing or increasing service level or availability of the product, responsiveness, and also minimize risk or bring about flexibility, and also ensure quality. So these are the logistics objectives which we believe drones can help address that, and also the overall health objectives, such as saving life, ensuring care, or increasing access. And also there are some select situations where we believe, despite the high cost of running this, drones can be justified to be used. Cases where you have multiple logistical objectives simultaneously being addressed, that is compelling enough to apply drones. And also if there are large or at least one logistical objective which is big enough to ensure it addresses the health objectives. That also is a compelling case where it provides opportunities to use drones for delivery. Again, also looking across those three dimensions, like geography, product or demand, nature, and the characteristics, also they provide opportunities where drones can be used. A good example in geography, if facility density or the reach or UAV can reach as many facilities as possible, that's an opportunity or a good use case that drone can be, it can be compelling to use. Or if you have facilities which are inaccessible, then drones provide that opportunity or provide a case to be used. In terms of demand or product, they are high value product, they are products with difficult shelf life, they are products which have unpredictable demand. All this you can use drone to deliver them because it makes it becomes more cheaper rather than ensuring that you stock all these commodities to each facilities. Apart from that, so based on the analysis that we did, the study, some of the high-level findings which also provide opportunities to use the drone is the cost. I'm sure most people have been talking about this, the cost aspect. What we did with our analysis is that if you are able to build flight numbers, if you have a bigger number of flights, then you reduce the cost. And in our analysis, we realized like when you reach to 10,000 flights for some of the drones, like small fixed wing, they become even cheaper than motorcycle. But you need to get to that number. Less than that, then still the motorcycle can be more cost competitive compared to drones. Again, also, to get more flight numbers, what also we realized during our analysis is if you combine use cases, if you use multiple use cases, those helps to build flight numbers and overall reduce the cost. A good example is for the small fixed AAVs. If you combine these use cases, you can build up to 14,000. So with that numbers, the cost can even go to as low as $0.2 per kilometer. Also, in terms of product and the importance of objectives, still drones, there are opportunities for drones to deliver that. A good example is you have vaccine, safe blood for transfusion, diagnostic specimen. All these have different objectives, but still we believe drones can be able to address those objectives. Overall, some of the opportunities that really provide value-add use case for drones include, as I've mentioned, high density of facilities, many facilities which are within the range of UAV, difficult to access some of the facilities. That's also provide opportunities for UAVs. High financial value, as I've mentioned earlier, or high earth value, life-saving commodities, no matter the cost. If you can deliver even a small vial which save life, that's an opportunity for to use a drone. Also unpredictable demand, and also some of the products which are difficult to store based on the shelf life, like reagents and the likes. Apart from that, based on the study that we do, we also developed the tool which help people who want to use this. It's an analytical simulation tool to help inform people on how to go about. It's a first-pass screening tool for individual programs to consider their unique situation, prioritize their use cases, and also rapidly at least estimate the relative cost and the benefits. It is an Excel tool which allows variation of geography, product or demand, and UAV characteristics to be able to get the cost and compare that with land transport. And in land transport, we can compare with a motorcycle, a Land Cruiser, and also a van or even a 10-ton trucks. It has different use modes which allow that variation to answer different questions. So you play around with it, you choose the product, you specify a product, and also get to see the cost. And you can learn a lot and get a lot of answers based on the variation that you want to play around. So with all those opportunities, there are of course some challenges. We have heard some of them in the morning. So some of them, I've just grouped them like regulatory aspects. We know this is a new field, so usually there are some delays in issuing permit, but there's been much improvement now. Some of the operational aspects, including the challenges in setting up. There are some delays in customer clearance, so those are the things that when you want to use this, you should have that in mind. Some include limited skills in terms of pilots, and also, as in Tanzania, we lack accrediting institutions where they can accredit pilots. Lack of repair and maintenance facilities, and also engineers. So in most cases, you find that UAVs or drones have to taken back to the manufacturer, get repaired, and then shipped back again. And also in terms of M&E, we don't have some of those frameworks, standard framework, but currently they are being developed by some of the partners and organizations. Some other challenges in terms of the cost, I'm sure we can all agree, like in terms of cost, most AAVs are still like 3 years away. So we are being, there are much progress being made, rapid development, but in terms of the cost, we are still far behind. But again, cost should not be the only factor when determining to use drones or not. And also in terms of analysis and the modeling and viable business model, we still also lack those. So those are some of the challenges. But again, with all these challenges, as I've mentioned, this field is rapidly progressing. There are much advances. And we believe the future looks promising and very exciting. Thank you.